Check out DeepEllumOnAir.com for all of your exclusive rates, show times, and more. Everything you need to know about the local music scene for the Dallas-Fort Worth area can be found online. DeepEllumonair.com.
Well, what's up? Hello, this is Jedigoddess Presents. I'm your host, Christy Jedigoddess. We're in the new studio. I'm so excited. This is awesome. A big shout out to Jedi Jansen and One Eye Joe Media for giving us this awesome space so we can play and be nerdy in it. Oh my God. It's been a while since we've had a Jedigoddess episode. How's everyone doing today?
I'm swell.
All right.
Wake eggs and bacon.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, my co-host today, of course, to my left, I have Konnichiwa, Zach Schroeder.
Satan is good. Satan is our pal.
And on this lovely 4th of July weekend, we have, to my right, Khalid.
Let me tell you of the days of high adventure.
And to the right of the right, we have Thomas Branch.
I've given the name to my pain, and it's Arthur Sundin.
Nice. Very nice. And a special visual artist today, Kirby. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
Awesome. You're rocking out this cool picture. We cannot wait to see it progress and grow. I have a feeling it has a little patriotic theme, possibly.
Yeah, we've got an upwards perspective of the Statue of Liberty going today. So.
Nice.
Oh, it's a party. Mm-hmm. It's a party.
Murica.
And, of course, we have special guest Brooke from Titan Comics will be in shortly, too, to talk us about comics and be a lady fangirl, and we love all these things. So,
Yeah.
super excited. Well, guess what? It is Jedigoddess Presents, and we need Star Wars news.
Ta-da.
Break it down.
What? Star Wars.
All right, well, what we got? We got E3. We got some promo stuff going on. What we got?
Well, we are in a little bit of a quiet space since we are heading to San Diego Comic-Con, and we'll get, like I said, some more news coming up here in the next couple of weeks. But we do have a website for The Force Awakens, officially from Disney. So, like I said, there is a little Easter egg if you go searching around there. We have a vision of a planet, so... but there is, the gallery, which a lot of the pictures that we've seen, we're getting, all the trailers and things like that. So everything is kind of getting around in one space. And again, once we head to San Diego Comic-Con here in the next couple of weeks, we're going to get all the big stuff. Also, like I said, we're getting a lot of promos. We're getting a lot of pictures of figures and things like that are starting to come in. The toy run.
The toys are starting to emanate.
Stuff. That was pretty cool, too.
Well, I know they were saying it's not Tatooine for the planet. It was the big thing, too. It's called a Jakku.
Jakku, yeah.
Jakku.
Yeah. Jakku.
Now, Thomas, E3.
E3, BioWare came out EA came out and released an expansion for Knights of the Old Republic, which the trailer was amazing. It was about two brothers rising into power, and then and then the other one was was Battlefront.
Yes.
And Battlefront's amazing not only because it reproduces like the epic battle scenes, like the one they showed was the Battle of Hoth, and you get to bounce between Imperial or Rebel. And then the big hook on the big trailer, not for spoiler alerts, Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker shows up. Big epic fight.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm liking this news already. So it's a little light, but I will take that. I think we're on the cusp of some new information coming in the next couple weeks, especially with the website being up now. That means they're about to drop something pretty big. And, they're going to hold out until San Diego usually to have this big announcement, maybe an official trailer coming out, hopefully.
Right.
Fingers crossed. All right, gentlemen. Well.
We also have, I guess, some miscellaneous news.
Well, the other Star Wars news, I know we're going to talk about it more when Brooke's on the air, but Lando is about to release the new Star Wars series by Charlie Soule and
that's the new comic.
Alex Maleev.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about that one.
Alex Maleev fans will know from the Daredevil Netflix series, most of that was based on his artwork or his look that he put onto comics there. So that should be awesome.
No, I'm excited about that too. I mean, I know a lot of people, I was even talking about this too. I would like an Obi-Wan to come out. That would be really cool, like a story, a little before of Obi-Wan. I don't recognize episode 1, but I think Lando would be a fantastic property to explore.
The Jedigoddess Presents universe officially disavows any knowledge.
I disavow any knowledge of any prequels.
But no, I think it would be interesting to see Obi-Wan on the run, man, because, I mean, with Order 66, it's still active.
That's the most ridiculous order, too. Okay, I'm sorry. I hear that every time I, just roll my eyes. I'm like, just make it 42 and I'll be okay.
Well, that's the order for life, the universe, and everything.
I know.
Nice.
Well, it is 4th of July weekend. That's the important part. And before we jump into our 4th of July topic, I wanted to introduce Kirby a little bit and talk about you and what kind of artwork you do and just get that out of the way so you have time to work and all that good stuff.
Well, I'm local here in Dallas. More of a watercolorist than anything.
Nice.
So I've been doing watercolor now pretty consistently for the last 2 or 3 years and really started to enjoy it. Been doing a handful of just regular custom projects and commission work and things like that. Done a bunch of shows with Art Love Magic and really enjoyed doing that with you guys. So teaching the kids and things like that. So, but yeah, I've been here in Dallas now for about 7 years, and I've been really enjoying it. Really happy that Deep Ellum's coming up the way it is, and enjoying the neighborhood. And
I love it.
Kirby, we're showing the audience some images now of your artwork. You work mostly in watercolors, is that correct?
That's correct. I initially started with illustrations, and then I kind of graduated into using these Dr. Martin watercolors. So I'm just enjoying the way that the colors, I can manipulate the colors and the vibrancy of them. Dr.
Martin's the pigment is really bright for watercolors, and that's just me being an art nerd right now. But I love
these pigments. I mean, these are about $8. They're not cheap, but they last. So I'll buy one color and it's lasted me 2 or 3 years. This one bottle.
Oh,
so
that's fantastic.
Yeah, let me know where that comes from.
Perfect for any artist.
I know. Artist. But no, your work is bananas. So I can't wait to show this at the end of the show.
We're gonna do some fun colors. We're going more for a more traditional bronzy kind of look. Whenever the Statue of Liberty was first kind of unveiled, so we're still going to add some fun colors and stuff to it, maybe some fireworks in the background. We'll see how it goes.
I love it. So if people need to see your artwork, do you have a website or anything like that?
Primarily the best way to get a hold of me is through my Facebook. It's just Curbs Art Adventures on Facebook, so that's the best way of getting a hold of me. I'm also on Instagram under the same name, so either one of those is usually the best way of getting me.
Perfect.
K-I-R-B.
Yes, Kirby.
Perfect. And we'll post down Jedigoddess as well. Awesome.
Thank you.
Nice. Well, thank you for being on the show. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, getting into our next topic, it is, the 4th of July weekend. So, we put together a very special segment to commemorate this day of independence, that is, and we call this the Murica segment.
Murica segment.
I think we have a title card too that we have that's pretty epic. If everyone wants to take a look at, I thought this perfectly illustrated America. T-Rex hovering over the bacon.
Is that the Carl's Jr. burger?
Probably.
We do, and what I've done for you guys, of course, this is Guerrilla Off Air over here, your EP. What we've done for you guys is set up some cards of movies. The staff does not know what they're about to see, but we're going to bring them up one at a time. And these are sincerely Murica movies.
Okay.
Sincerely Murica movies. So let's go ahead and bring up the first card and show these people what we're talking about.
I must break you.
It's like the cheesiest film
My
ever.
Pants Say America.
I love it so much.
Gotta grow a beard, cut a tree down.
Bridget Nielsen approves of this.
Okay, so the haircut, who wore it better, Ivan Drago or Brigitte Nielsen?
Ivan all day.
I'm going to go with Brigitte.
I have to go with Brigitte on that one, too.
I love Brigitte.
Do you guys remember the opening credits for this movie?
Oh, God, yes. We had two boxing gloves coming toward each other and exploding with the American logo on one end and the Russian flag on the other, and they exploded. It was purely Murica.
So we got one more image for this particular movie that we've got to bring up. The next image.
Nice.
That's what I'm talking
Come
about.
on. Is he crossing the fucking Delaware? What is the point of this image?
He looks like a busted Captain America.
Yeah, you're giving away the end.
Adrian!
You're giving away the end. I mean, spoiler alert, here it is.
Adrian.
Maybe the most American movie ever made.
Are those
All
two
right.
brothers holding him up?
That's right.
Oh my!
Oh, and it's that last soliloquy.
That should be
at
a
the-
statue. That's just a statue in the making right there.
The most American thing about that film is the soliloquy at the end, right after Rocky gets almost punched to death. If I can change, you can change.
Oh,
we all
yeah,
can
that's
change.
right. That's
So
right.
Rocky brings about Glasnost. It's wonderful.
I love it.
All right, next movie.
Murica.
Goose. Goose.
You know, I've never seen that movie the whole way through.
What?
I tried.
It's hard to get it through all the slow-mos.
It is. It really is.
It's the highway to the danger zone. It really is.
I can see
Feeling
that.
the need
I
for
think-
speed.
When
Yeah.
Kelly McGillis still looked like a woman.
Oh, please tell me everyone in here has heard the Quentin Tarantino theory on this movie.
No.
Oh, I have not.
Oh, you're in for the treat. This is going to take me a second, girl. I'm going to apologize. I'm going to paraphrase Quentin Tarantino. He has this soliloquy in this movie called Sleep With Me that he did. But basically, Top Gun is all about the gay man. Being the gay way, go the gay way, do the gay way. And, you know, you got the volleyball sequence, and they're shirtless, and they're firing off shots, and they're hugging each other. And then they get the big call to action, and, you know, you have Tom Cruise, who is basically like, I don't know whether I should go. And Kelly McGillis is trying to pull him. No, be the straight guy. Do the straight guy thing. And in the end, she's dressing like a man. And she's trying to get him to stay straight. But no, he gets the call to action. And they're flying over. And they have the big dog fight. And what's the line at the end? You can ride my tail anytime. And what's the other guy say? No, man, you can ride mine. Obviously, that's just paraphrasing. But still, the movie is... Quentin Tarantino's theories, it's all about the gay guy.
Yeah.
I
Well,
couldn't
speaking
get
of that, look at this other amazing image. Yeah.
yeah, I couldn't get past that.
Top
volleyball sequence.
Gun.
Pretty proud of that jumpsuit there.
Gun.
Maverick's
top.
flying to the left there.
Well, as probably the one gay man in this room, I
Left
appreciate
is the
that
direction,
image.
right?
I appreciate that
left,
image.
baby.
All right, next movie. What do we got next?
Oh yeah.
Red Dawn.
That's what I'm talking
Now
about.
this is the original, right?
Yes.
We don't need Thor, the English guy. We actually have Charlie Sheen, and we have Patrick Swayze as the all-American.
Don't you
brothers.
Swayze my Swayze.
Powers Booth.
Yeah.
Oh, Powers Booth in that.
Powers Booth is ridiculous.
His stepping son to becoming president in every movie.
Nice.
I mean, Powers Booth is just the president everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think one of the interesting things too is we just had a Red Dawn remake. Top Gun sequel has been announced, and then Rocky's about to show up in that new Creed movie. So
Yeah.
far we're 3 for 3 here.
So far, we're back in the
All
80s.
financed by Fox. All financed by Fox.
Directed by Michael Bay.
So this next one coming up, I don't think we have a remake coming up on, but God, this is a great movie from our childhood.
Oh,
Iron Eagle.
yeah.
Show me what you got.
that was
The Mullet of Powers.
Louis
Yeah.
Gossett.
Spawn 2 sequels.
you know.
Louis Gossett Jr. like the Black Gandalf of Pilot Fire.
You are not even lying.
Black
You
though.
know,
Gandalf.
he turned down something to make this movie, like some sort of, I forgot what it was, but
Big movie.
but some big movie that would have, like, you know, because he just won the Oscar, and this is the movie he chose to do after the Oscar. It's like Halle Berry and Catwoman. It's like, I won the Oscar. Let me go do this terrible movie.
Go
They
with
made
what
3
you
or
know.
4 of them.
Yeah,
right?
there- I think there's
Terrible
4
movie.
sequels.
3 or 4 terrible movies.
Yeah.
Yep.
3 or 4
pretty
straight to
much.
cable
Poor
sequels.
Lewis.
Okay, and I believe we have one more movie set up for you guys.
America! Fuck yeah!
That's what I'm talking about right there, boy.
Oh, it's truly one of the great satires of
Yes.
our age, just
Yes.
because
Yes.
Trey
Yes.
Parker and Matt Stone really knock it out of the park with every line in this movie. Everything
Yes.
counts.
Don't you have freedom on my freedom with my freedom.
You're dang right.
I remember Trey Parker saying after this movie, if I never see a fucking puppet again for the rest of my life, it'll be too soon.
Durka Durka.
I mean-
Muhammad Jihad.
It's really kind of cool to watch the DVD extras because you get to see the sets. They're like these really ornate, beautiful sets of Paris and the
Nice.
desert and things like that, and then they just blow the shit out of them.
It is pretty funny.
It is truly a phenomenal movie. I mean, the soundtrack, you know, is absolutely brilliant. The voice acting is terrific, and everything about that movie speaks America the way it should be laughed at.
Absolutely.
So Team America will.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that's our Murica segment.
Murica.
Yeah. Hey, and we have a little bit more movie news that we didn't get to.
Let's do it. Let's bring it on.
So, yeah, let's start with that one, Jansen. You guys just riff on this for a minute.
Speaking of Murica, doesn't get more Murica than a one-handed man with a chainsaw.
Damn
Welcome to
right.
S Smart.
He shops
Shop
smart.
smart.
So this is from the new series that's going to debut on Showtime. What do you guys know about this?
Stars Network.
Stars, okay.
Yes,
Stars.
I know.
It's Ash. It's Ash versus the Army
It's
of Darkness.
store manager Ash
Store manager Ash.
Yes.
and his legions
it's
of
Bruce-
stalkers.
Bruce Campbell is the chin that never quits. I love him.
So we know length. Do we have a full season, or what's going on?
Yeah,
with
we're
this?
gonna get a full season of this. What we are getting is, of course, Ash training new people to fight the Deadites because Ash unleashes the Deadites on the world again.
Yes.
There it goes.
That's all I need. That's beautiful. Sam Raimi directing, Bruce Campbell acting. It's
Rob
brilliant.
Taper producing.
No,
so
see, there you go.
Fantastic. We also got dropped. Entertainment Weekly dropped a bunch of stuff on this Batman versus Superman nonsense.
Everybody hated on that cover so bad.
Look at her face. It looks weird.
Everybody hated on it, but it was like, it's just bad
it
Photoshop
really?
because it's Entertainment Weekly.
I'm just not she's trying way too hard. This girl. I'm not knocking her. I mean, I'm sure she's
you
not.
already knocked her. What are you talking about?
She's not Wonder Woman. She's not Wonder Woman. I'm sorry. She's just not Wonder
Well,
Woman.
wasn't she like a last minute replacement too? Wasn't there another actress that was going to be doing it?
You know-
And-
Not that I know of.
I'm not sure. I think he just really wanted like a
Okay.
super Molly type. But I mean, I could be wrong. That's all I knew. But Affleck, there's no more Bennifer now because of this movie. That's all I gotta say.
I think we have a
Cheating
couple
on her with
more
the
images
suit?
there. I think we-
Apparently.
I believe someone made a joke says that Ben Affleck can now be friends with Ken Smith again.
Dang.
Look at that. That just I'm not feeling it.
We need him from Allrats too.
I don't know, man. I'm still gonna give. It
I
some
think
props. I'm gonna roll with it.
Henry could have been a decent Superman if he had the right script and the right director.
If he had the right suit, he could pull it off.
Well, did anyone see the video that they did? Some photo lab went in and took off all the Zack Snyder filters off of the movie, and
It looked
actually
10 times
I saw
better.
that.
It looked
It looked
bright
pretty
and
slick.
beautiful, and
Yeah, it looked pretty
Christopher
slick.
Reevish.
Yeah.
I saw it.
No, it actually looked amazing. I liked it without all the filters.
Exactly.
Yeah, it looked pretty slick.
It looked
I
bright
liked
and
it.
smart, man.
I know I'm not feeling it. So I mean, it is what it is. I just have my reservations about it.
I believe, didn't Zack Snyder come out and say that Wonder Woman will be the gateway drug to the Justice League?
So, is anyone willing to pay full price on this one to go see it?
No,
I will.
no.
Really?
I will. I'm
I
excited.
actually,
I'm excited to see
I
it.
will. I will. I really will.
I liked Man of Steel because I liked Man of Steel for
Our executive producer just dropped dead.
I liked it for artistic purposes.
Yep.
Kryptonians,
Autistic or artistic?
Kryptonians look like Kryptonians. It was very alien. It had a great look to it.
I did
And
like the
their
Russell
UI
Crowe
was
part.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
When he
You
was
like
talking
Russell
and
Crowe,
doing
the
all that
I
stuff.
mean, there was a lot of great nods
I
to
like
it. The
the
story,
beginning.
yes, very, very shaky.
I particularly liked it when Superman lost Metropolis and everyone died at the end. That was awesome.
Well, that
Your
was the
father
part that was
issues
kind of
are over
suspect,
here,
but
Cal.
still,
Yeah, I mean, I have issues with that whole thing. And I didn't like the Kevin Costner bit. No.
I don't like
I didn't feel that. I didn't
Yeah, that
feel,
was whack. That one I didn't like.
I didn't like the ending of it. That was not Superman. Superman and Captain America are essentially the Boy Scouts of the comic universe. And so I know we've debated this on the show before, but I just felt that they try to go very dark with Superman, and you can't, that's completely different to his character. His character's not meant to be portrayed as dark. That's the whole point. It's kind of like Cap America. You can't really do that. He wouldn't have made that choice. Batman would have made that choice. It would have been interesting. Superman, no. That's my 2 cents on that.
I understand. I understand.
Well, hey, before we get Brooke in here, because I know we got a cool special guest. Before we do that, though, I know 2 of our hosts have new segments that they'd like to introduce today.
Gio.
Which one of you is going to go first?
The name of my segment is called "The Ones That Made It," and this is about every one brother in a film that made it while still maintaining a high gross on the film. All right.
Now, when you say made it, like live to the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
They live to the end, and nobody can dispute that.
Kirby, or Khalid, I got John Boyega up on your title card here. Can you tell?
Okay, here's what I gotta say about Boyega, man. Here's what I gotta say about Boyega.
Aliens, bro.
And every time I saw that dang trailer, he was breaking out in a sweat and running from the cop. Okay?
He just knew.
And it's like, I swear, every time I saw it, I was like, this is a little bit too Mike Brown for me. you better come with it. You know, you better come with it. If you're gonna do something like that, you really need to come with it. So I'll even say this about Mace, okay? You know, despite, you know, his Sam Jackness, he just didn't make it.
Sam Jackness didn't make it.
You know, he got through episodes 1 and 2, but he was like the one brother out of like all these like pseudo ethnic aliens, and the aliens made it, and that was it. So I'll say that about Finn. You know, we'll see what happens with him. But Lando, you know, he sold out his friends at first, you know, but he owns his own city, and he redeemed himself.
He's successful.
He redeemed himself, and he took his homeboy's car and took out.
It was his car first.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But you know, he took out the Death Star too. Oh, sorry. No, but the problem I have
Him
is
and the Pancake Kid.
Yeah, when he was rolling with his homeboy, the dude that was in there, that thing like what is this? Neo, that dude.
Yeah.
He looked too much. It looked too much like a Cheech and Chong flick
them.
when they were rolling. I was like, come on, man, for real. You know, the dude.
Yeah, whatever. I'd like to see your license. Isn't it on the front of the car?
Like,
The one legit.
like even Darth Vader. I mean, he had the James Earl voice. I'm like, how are you gonna go along with that? But in the end, they just took it off, and he just looked like John McCain.
They say we all wants to be white. Isn't that true?
Exactly. And I was like, man, no. So in the end, you know, Empire and Return, you know, the things that Lando survived through, they pretty much grossed about 1.5 million.
Nice.
So it's all good. Billion.
Okay.
Yeah, like over time, obviously. Yeah. Now, when it initially came out, you know, it was Star Wars, and everybody was losing their minds. So it was always going to make some money. But he's still here. People coming out. He's got his comic book coming out. So it's safe to say he's still rocking the mic.
So cool.
That's what I got to say about that.
Very nice. That's our new segment. I love that. All right. Well, my segment is called Not Keanu.
Oh,
and I'll
man.
explain the segment as we put the title card up. I just want to see.
Wow. I really like that typeface.
Not Keanu. Damn.
That typeface is the jam.
So, Not Keanu. This segment is to explore those actors and actresses in film that you've seen 800 times, but you don't know who they are. You don't know their name. And so I chose Keanu because, of course, for a time, it's like, that guy, you know, until he was in Matrix, of course. But Keanu was always that guy. Mm-hmm. So, plus, I mean, look at him. Now he's John Wick. Yeah. But what I'm going to do is I want to pull up the picture of this actor, and I will see if you guys can guess his name. But I'm sure y'all have seen him before.
Ooh, Peter Stormare.
Very nice. Thomas got him. Did anyone else know who he is, though?
Nope.
I know him from everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know the things I know him from, but yeah.
He was on the Blacklist. He was on Constantine. He was the bad guy in Constantine.
He was.
Great.
Oh, yeah.
He's in Fargo. He's in Big Lebowski.
He's in everything.
Yes, he's in everything. So this guy, if you need a German or a Russian bad guy, he's your go-to guy. If you need that seedy, greedy, 8mm swarthy dude in the back of an alleyway, he's your go-to guy.
Yes.
Now, what's really interesting about Peter is that how many acting credits he has to him? 156.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
150.
Nice. Wow.
And in every one of them, he just looks like he took a French fry grease shower.
And here's the interesting.
Roll out of bed. Let's do this.
And he's not even German or Russian. He's Swedish.
Oh,
That's
nice.
the interesting part. And of course, he beats out Gene Hackman and Robin Williams for film credits.
Nice.
Just saying.
And
They're
he
only
believes
at a
in
measly 101 and 103, and he's still going strong.
That's right.
I mean, this guy's already at 156, plus he's like in every other car commercial that you can think of. But of course, other movies that he was in, Minority Report, Bad Boys 2. He was in Lost World, Nacho Libre, Tuxedo Awakenings.
Nacho Libre.
So he starred with Bruce Willis, Anthony Hopkins, Nicole Kidman. I mean, everyone you can think of as far as acting credits you could have.
Yes.
Most people retire before they even get to that level, and he's still going. So that is my segment to honor those actors and actresses that kind of fall behind the lines there a little bit, but have been in everything.
From the chat room, just FYI, Peter Stormare flashes his junk in Bruiser, directed by George Romero.
Excellent.
Nice.
So everyone check that out.
Well, we know what Chris is watching this weekend. Peter Stormare and his junk.
I love it. I love it.
Next
All
week,
right.
the
Well,
segment
can
will
we
be
bring
junk.
in Brooke?
Absolutely. So Brooke is actually going to be our comictress guru that we're bringing in from Titan Comics, who's going to talk to us about some new comics she's checking out and what's happening at Titan.
What's up, Brooke?
So we're doing a manual switch out right now, as you can tell. Hello, Brooke.
Hello.
What's up?
What's up? Feel free to jump on the headphones.
Okay.
Yeah. So Brooke, tell us a little bit about you and why you're awesome.
Well, I don't mean to brag, but I'm just awesome.
Yes.
Anyway, so I've been working at Titan Comics for 9 months or something. I've been working with comics for a year or something like that, but I guess you could say I'm awesome because I know about the independent press stuff that I read a ton of.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about the... now, did you just start reading comics when you started working at Titan?
When I was in high school, I had a teacher that started, throwing comics at me, hey, you need to read these, all of these. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to start reading. So I was introduced to them in high school, and then...
So good teacher.
Yeah, an awesome teacher. And I was just like, I'm just going to go work at a comic book store now.
There you go.
It's pretty much how it went down.
What was the first comic that you read that was like, ah?
It was something with Squirrel Girl in it, and that's when I was like, okay, so I love Squirrel Girl.
I drew a picture of Squirrel Girl.
I think it was one of the Avengers titles where she's the babysitter for, I don't even know. It was a long time ago, so I have no idea.
I love it. So right now there's a lot of really cool comics coming out. What are some comics that have really caught your attention?
The first one that I can say is just a huge wow factor for me right now is this comic called Arcadia.
Nice.
It's basically, there's this post-apocalyptic type world thing going on right now, and everyone's dying and or dead already. And so everybody's physically being transferred into a computer where their brains live on in this computer, but there's a lot of weird stuff going on with it because people know each other that are still alive and also in Arcadia, and it's illegal to kind of talk to the people who are in the downloaded system.
Wow.
And there's a huge divide between the rich and the poor because the rich can afford to look like they used to, and the poor look like globs of data.
Wow.
So that one's really awesome right now.
I love that.
It's issue 3. You can catch up.
Nice.
I love it. So basically, for anyone out there for new comics, what is something you would tell someone who is wanting to check out a brand new comic? What would be your top recommendation?
Let's see. I have different recommendations for every type of person. I guess if you're a little kid trying to get into comics, I would say Help Us Great Warrior is a good one for boys and girls. It's about a little demon that is a warrior that's helping people save the day. In general, I would say Saga is probably the best thing you could pick up and just start reading. Yeah. If you've never read a comic before, just pick up Saga. It's like a novel.
Nice.
A wonderful novel. If you're trying to stick with the main DC or Marvel titles right now, Secret Wars is going on in Marvel, so I would say start with Infinity Gauntlet. That's a tie-in with the Battle Worlds. It's amazing. The art is fantastic and the story is fantastic. Right now, it's showing things that are going on with the Nova Corps.
Nice.
And it's not telling people what's going on. It's just, oh my gosh, insects are killing people. That's so cool.
And Nova Corps, was shown prominently in Guardians as well. So they were pretty badass.
And I think in the last issue I read, it's hinted that the Guardians might be in that one.
Nice.
So if you're into the Guardians of the Galaxy as well, you should probably check out Infinity Gauntlet. For DC, I know Justice League of America is kind of rebooting, and it looks pretty cool. Superman is having a weird encounter with himself over and over again in this alternate reality of, we're trying to recreate you, but we can't. Come help us recreate you. And he's sitting there like, what is going on right now?
Nice.
No, I love that.
So lots of things to read no matter what you're interested in.
No, I love, now you mentioned Saga. I love Saga, and I love Wicked and Divine.
Oh gosh, it's starting to get really good right now.
Now, Thomas, any of those comics jumped out to you that she mentioned?
Wicked and Divine, great book.
Yeah.
All the way across the board. Some other ones that I would recommend would be like Low, which just started
Low
up.
Is
Low is beautiful.
Low is wonderful.
Yeah, that's a great one.
It's beautiful art, and the story is magnificent.
Yeah.
That one's another humans are dying off type story, which seems to be something I
The
love.
post-apocalyptic thing is so popular. That's the thing that gets me even in like film today. It's like most teenagers just like, I feel like we're depressing an entire generation with the Hunger Games and the Maze Runner and then Divergent, and then it's like ding, ding, ding.
We even got an Independence Day coming out, man. So yeah, I can see.
We're all going to be very sad someday.
Yeah.
Just go get a. But no, there's some great comics out there too. I love all those things. Now, what do you think of the comic and film tie-ins? Have you been following a lot of those?
I know Ant-Man is coming out, and I'm debating whether to go see that one in theaters or not. I try to go see the comic movies that come out. I like what Marvel does with the movies, the cinematic universe thing, because it makes everything a little bit easier for people who don't actually read comics to follow, and that's something I love. I love what DC is doing with the actual TV shows, like the Netflix series, because that makes things easy to follow as well. It's like, oh, I can just go on Netflix and watch this. So I think the movies are really awesome for people who don't want to spend all of their money on comics like I do. And if you can't get a job at a comic book store and can't sit there and read everything all day at work, movies are probably the way to go. Yeah.
No, I love that. Man, it's probably a good thing I don't work at a comic book store because that will be all my money.
Yeah, it's impossible to actually keep a paycheck because you actually just buy everything you see there.
Nice.
Oh, that would be a blast. Very cool. Very cool. Well, any other fun comic news, Thomas?
Recently, they just released the next slate of Marvel books after post Secret Wars. At least 40 titles that have just come out, and I don't like any of them. That's my opinion about it. It looks like a lot of pandering. Obviously there's no Fantastic Four, and they've cut the X-Men books in half, and Rick Remender is just the latest of talent that's leaving Marvel to go do independent stuff. So basically over half of Marvel's brain trust of their Marvel comics is gone now. Remender's gone, Jonathan Hickman is gone, the Fractions are gone, Karen Gillan is gone now. And so it's like, who's going to step up and take over? Now, according to the new list that they have out, Jeff Lemire's picking up 3 books. Bendis is doing his typical 3. But most everybody that they have is double dutying on books. Everybody's got at least 2 books, except for all these brand new standalones. Like they're doing a Drax book, and they're going to do like Illuminati book and things like this. But they're all single art writers, but like to the point where if it fails, no big deal. It's like, oh, you tried and you failed, no big deal. The biggest problem is that some of the big favorites, Black Widow, Punisher, Moon Knight, gone. They haven't announced a return of those titles yet. She-Hulk, She-Hulk already got canceled. Squirrel Girl, she's not getting her book back. She's now on an Avengers book.
No. I know, I'm sad about that one.
Is Silver Surfer going to come in anywhere?
Nope, Silver Surfer's gone.
So
no.
With all these people leaving, are we looking at another maybe possible Image Dark Horse run where we're getting like a couple of independent comic labels who are really going to raise the bar on what's going to be coming?
Well, absolutely, because Remender's going to he just announced 2 more books for Image. The Fractions got a TV deal, so that's really what that's where they're kind of pulling back from doing any mainstream stuff and just working on Bitch Planet and Sex
Bitch
Criminals
Planet
and stuff like this. But yeah, they're going to start developing their TV shows. Gilliam, he's got very successful. He's about to have a second book out with Image, and Remender. That's about it.
And this is part of the same thing where they reverted all of them back to issue number 1.
Yeah, all these are going back to number 1,
which is silly. Some of these run are only in the 2nd or 3rd, like Spider-Gwen is only on 6 or something like that.
Spider-Gwen,
and it's successful.
Howard the Duck's coming back. He's already at issue 5, and he's starting all over again.
Like
the soft resets are really confusing to me. It's like, why can't we just keep them going and you can start different titles with all these people in them?
And you've got strange lineups. The Thing is on Guardians of the Galaxy now. Guardians of the Galaxy's got Kitty Pryde, who's now the new Star-Lord, but there's going to be a Star-Lord standalone with Peter Quill. It's like, what? The Beast is now joining the Inhumans.
You're really confusing the entire dynamic here. It's insane.
Yeah,
and I think what it is too is that they feel maybe the first issues are just really more successful. Maybe that's what it is, or more profitable. Because
I think they're just in the mood to reset and find a workable model to mine it as long as they can, and then when they can't, they'll just start it over again.
That's insane.
So is this a backlash to Secret Wars kind of tanking?
Well, they just announced a month ago that all the back end of the Secret Wars is going to be delayed 3 weeks. So everything that's supposed to resolve with Secret Wars is going to be delayed. X-Men 600, which is supposed to redefine the entire X universe of the Marvel Universe, no one can release any information about what's going to happen with the X-Men until X-Men 600 drops.
That's insane.
Wow.
It doesn't compute.
So we should probably start reading Image and Dark Horse only.
I know. That's what I'm thinking, right? So I love Wicked and Divine.
But at least we're getting a Sandman movie. At least we're getting a Sandman movie.
Yes.
Yeah, a good one. Hopefully, man. That Lucifer one that's coming out on it's on like NBC.
It's on Fox.
The TV show is it Fox?
Oh,
Yeah.
It's on Fox. It looks awful.
Because Fox makes quality superhero
Of course
movies.
they do.
I don't even want to talk about that. Oh God, that's just horrible.
Isn't
news.
Fantastic Four supposed to come out sometime? I don't remember.
No.
I'm sorry.
Awful. This is awful. Oh man. Well, Brooke, no, this has been fun. So right now, what are you currently reading that's your favorite?
Right now, I'm always anticipating the next Saga release, which comes out next week. Yay! And I also try to keep up with. I know it's been a while since we've gotten a Rat Queens comic out, but
I love Rat Queens.
Rat Queens is one of my favorites. I love Lumberjanes.
They just announced a new creative team for Rat Queens because Sylvan Silvic, who used to do Witchblade, was filling in and he got sick. And then
Yancey Butler.
He has a lot of stuff that he's working on anyway, so it's probably really hard for him to work on his own stories.
But it's two female artists who are going to be swapping off art cords. So hooray for Rat Queens!
I love Rat Queens. I think, and then they have I can't remember the character's name, but it came out as the first was she transgender? What's her name?
Oh yeah, that was the orc.
The orc. I forgot.
I think her name is Bagra or something.
Yeah,
like
Bagra
that.
or Uaga or something. I forget. Braga. I think it's Braga.
I think you're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was I didn't even expect that, and I bought
was-
that issue.
That
It
was a very
amazing.
good issue. That was incredible to me.
I think Rat Queens. I'm really going to plug it here for a second, just because it's about a band of women who are all completely different body types and personalities. They go in there, they talk to each other very candidly. They're very off the cuff. They don't care. They're just their personalities are so striking and different. And I think it really appeals to a lot of people of different personalities, different types, and I really love reading it. It's hilarious on top of that.
I try to recommend it to anyone who's looking for something fantasy to read and doesn't care that they swear like sea captains.
Oh yeah, and that's the best part. That's the best part. I love it. I love these people. Very cool. Well, Brooke, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So Saga and Rat Queens are awesome.
Yes, they are.
The end. All right, I will bring Kazak back on to fulfill us with wholesome nutrition of his WTF.
Yes.
Thank you, Brooke.
Tripwires and booby traps all over.
This is what happens when we get to the new studio. We love it,
take
though.
my
This studio
seat.
is really cool. I love it.
All right.
Hey, before we get to, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
before we get to KZX WTF, did we miss any truly Merkin films that the five of you guys love?
I mean,
man.
okay, I'm going to throw this out there. I mean, but this is more serious. But I always thought The Patriot with Mel Gibson was a great movie.
That's a super American film.
That's very American, but it's the slow motion run with the flag behind him, and he's got the colonial ponytail, and he's going like this. Yeah.
I think it just goes to show you the history gets written by the winners.
and I know a lot of people who watch Jaws because it was set on 4th of July weekend.
Jaws is a great
Oh,
4th of
that's
July
a great
flick.
And it's
one.
the 30th anniversary.
It might be a little bit
It's
older than that.
Yeah,
it'd be 40th,
70.
I would think, because that would be 70. When did that come out? 76, something like that. So that would be like closer to 40th anniversary, I would think.
So Jaws has the distinction of actually being a good film, which is why I did not
75.
include Captain America: The Winter Soldier in our movie roundup, because it would have been like the one kid that wasn't doing what the other kids were.
Right.
Because all those movies sucked really, really hard.
But I love Cap America. I mean, I thought
Heck
that one
yeah,
was probably
boy.
one of the better films done of the franchise.
Yeah, I mean, and as we're looking into it, and as we're looking into the franchise blowing up, and like I said, the guys who are in charge of Winter Soldier are now going to be in charge of Civil War, and the new Avengers film.
And Infinity War.
So I think there's good stuff to come, as long as we're willing to stay true to it. Because again, how do you guys think Ant-Man's going to do?
Okay, here's what I think about Ant-Man. I think everybody's just ready to just can it, because it's not Edgar Wright anymore. Everybody's ready to shut it off. But every review I've read about it, except for maybe 2, and that was just kind of like those idle things, like I don't like that his suit is blue or some crap like that. It's the way what I'm hearing about it is it's pretty cool, and I hear James Gunn, the dude who did Guardians of the Galaxy, really liked it. So I'm not going to sit back and write it off. So
Yeah, a lot of people saying that Edgar Wright's script survived for the most part.
Okay.
So
Okay, good.
it's still his final product for the most part. And I imagine what was changed was probably to be more aligned, because they probably didn't think they were going to move him into Civil War as quickly as they are. And so they just probably changed like that, and that's probably where the conflict came from. Is you're going to start seeing all these alignments
Right.
of movies who want to kind of make their own mark, but then they have to make some sort of attachment to the bigger picture.
Hey, speaking of the big picture, Kirby, looks like you got some great stuff going on there.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Could you maybe hold that up for the camera
It's cool.
and tell us what you've been doing?
And we'll play theme music too while you.
Right there. Kind of doing more of a transition from the gold to the bronze to the green that we know of the Statue of Liberty today. So I'll probably be getting in. I'm probably gonna bust out, let it dry for a few moments, and then we're gonna bust out with some inks and start kind of cleaning up some of the lines on it.
Nice.
That looks beautiful. I
So-
love the transition of colors. Watercolor does the coolest effects. I love it.
So, but
Very-
yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. So hopefully I'm not sure if I'll be able to finish by the end of the show. I'm not sure how much longer we've got on the show, but I'll be able to definitely get most of it done. So.
Party on. Yeah.
But, what actually reminded me of was another
work. Great work.
great American film, Vacation.
Oh,
yeah.
European
Of course.
Vacation. The plane flies over and knocks off the torch of the Statue of Liberty. But Vacation's a really
Beverly
great.
D'Angelo.
It's a great American film, just because it is. It's the American film that we can all relate to, because you're driving down the road with the horrible family.
Well, that I think mine actually my favorite is The Great Outdoors. John Candy, Dan Aykroyd,
Yeah, that's
City
steak.
Boys in the Country.
That's steak
Although-
part
although-
got me, boy.
Although if you think about it, it's really Canadian, isn't it?
A little bit,
A.
but hey.
Hey, take off, eh?
All right. Well, speaking of international wholesomeness, we have our WTF with Kazak, and I'm particularly excited about this one just because of the cast and of the film itself. I actually watched this not too long ago to commemorate its glory and awesomeness. So, Kazak, take it away.
Yeah, we like I said, with these, I don't do a lot of big studio stuff, but on Why This Film, this is Joe Dante's third film in this series, and for good reason. When we talk Murica films, it doesn't get much more Murica than an upper-class, middle sunny suburb in some nondescript town. Green lawns, blue skies, and one creepy family to come in and fuck it all up for everyone. The plot's simple: gossipy neighbors wanting to know what's happening in the strange house down the lane and take that curiosity too far. So why this film? The stories about the cast and the flick are much better than the film itself.
Yes.
The film is actually shot in sequence on the Universal backlot. Because they only had one location, it was easy to do and kept the whole thing consistent. Houses on the block actually include the Munster House and something from a Leave It to Beaver spinoff. The movie was shot during a writer's strike. The script was done, but they weren't allowed to have the writer Dana Olson on set. He shows up on screen as a cop in the last sequence, but he wasn't able to write while he was there. A lot of the dialogue is improvised, including the famous Satan is good, Satan is our pal chant. Every day the actors are coming up with new dialogue that Dante says isn't in the script. you're getting a lot of great chemistry between Carrie Fisher and Tom Hanks, and of course you get Rick Dukeman, who really should have had a bigger film career after this.
Yes.
Dante throws a lot of Gremlins and Easter eggs in there, including there's a picture of Gremlins cereal. Actors Dick Miller and Robert Picardo come in, which as garbage men, which when we're talking not Keanu, those are two really big not Keanu. In fact, that guy Dick Miller just came out. Carrie Fisher on the set tried to take Corey Feldman aside and tell him that he had a drug problem. When Carrie Fisher's telling you that you have a drug problem, that's a pretty major fucking issue.
Yeah.
The older brother in the Klopek family, Uncle Reuben, was played by a guy named Brother Theodore. Brother Theodore was the guy who voiced Gollum in the 1970s cartoon, and it's his last appearance on screen. Brother Theodore is a really fascinating cat if you ever go look him up. Also in voice screen, Wendy Ms. No Tanslines Rumsfeld. She's the voice of Francine in American Dad. So you've got a lot of cartoon talent that actually comes into this one. Basically, it established Hollywood rule number 1. You don't kill Tom Hanks.
Yes.
He was actually supposed to be taken off in the ambulance and killed by the doctor, but apparently that was a little too Twilight Zone for everyone. So the ending that it makes into the film was tacked on because the original was a little too creepy. So alternate endings include dead cheerleaders in the trunk, the garbage men in the trunk, and there's this one that actually makes it onto the DVD version, which Henry Gibson has a soliloquy of why he moved to the burbs. And it has little funny lines from the Klopeks, and it finishes off nicely. The film is worth watching because of the solid cast, who's basically improvising the whole fucking thing. The energy's uneven. The story's, the action is predictable. It's a cartoon just like any other Joe Dante movie, any other good Joe Dante movie. But really, if you look for it from a horror aspect, there's really little odes to like Dario Argento and Tobey Hooper and William Friedkin all through it. It's really kind of fun to watch when you keep in mind that good artists borrow, but great artists steal, and he's stealing from everyone in this one.
Nice.
So it's worth watching The Burbs again, especially for Rick Dukeman, because again,
yeah, he was tripping me out on that.
Yeah, he was a really good comic, and he's a guy who I don't think ever got his due film-wise, because he makes little appearances in Groundhog Day and things like that, but Rick Dukeman was just phenomenal in this movie. So
very nice. And let's give a shout out. I know our EP. Tell us a little bit about Rick.
Rick Dukeman was a great stand-up comic and a fantastic character actor. He was funny in every movie he was ever in his entire life. And like Kazak said, got very few roles, actually. I mean, you could probably stitch everything he's ever done together and watch it in a couple hours in terms of film. But has never been in a scene where he wasn't funny in his entire life. And, of course, people out there listening might know we lost him about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Just passed. He was very young. I believe he was 58, although the reports were all over the place. That was one of the odd things we saw.
Yeah, Joe Dante, the director, is the one who actually revealed on Twitter that he had passed away. And then, that's the thing. The age was, I think it's kind of lazy journalism because they went from calling him 54 all the way up to 62. So there's this humongous gap of age.
IMDb quotes it at 62, June 12, 2015. So.
There you go. Okay.
Well, either way, he was a great actor, and he
was.
will be missed. And he was an example of someone that Hollywood could have gotten a lot of more talent out of and just never really reached for it.
Very true.
Yeah, watching his riffs on the whole movie, just like I said, it's fun to watch him. And I mean, if you watch him in Groundhog Day, he's absolutely brilliant in that too, man.
So, hey, Jedigoddess staff, we find ourselves in uncharted territory. This is the undiscovered country. We're actually ahead, and you guys have about 10 minutes left to riff on anything you want to, so go for it.
Oh, I have something.
Yes.
Go ahead, man.
I want to congratulate Zeus Comics and Red Pegasus Comics for 2 married couples.
Yes.
Thanks to legalized marriage.
That's right.
Legalized
Over at Richard and
Love
Kenneth
wins.
and Gabriel. And
Love wins.
I do know for a fact that both of them got flowers from the fractions, congratulating them.
Nice.
Aww.
Can I just say my favorite meme from Marriage Equality Day was the shot of Obi-Wan Kenobi looking at the sky and saying, "It's like millions of homophobes were suddenly screamed out and were silenced all at once."
Oh, man, I love that stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Personally, I'll say personally, my favorite meme from all of that was the one of RuPaul in the Confederate flag dress that said "This week's news" in one photo.
Fierce diva. I love RuPaul.
I'm going to give it up to Joe Rogan, who also had a great comment on Facebook. He posted, there's only 2 reasons to be against marriage equality. 1, because you're dumb, and 2, because you're secretly worried that dicks are delicious.
Wow.
Oh, that's so trite.
All right, so since we've got a couple of minutes, maybe we can go over, since we're talking America, maybe we can go over summer camp films, because this is one we hadn't gone over this one.
I was going to say, even Khalid mentioned this too on Netflix.
The new series on Netflix.
Yeah.
I saw the trailer.
Hot Wet American Summer.
Wet Hot American Summer.
Or Wet Hot, Hot Wet, one of those.
Yeah, that's
Most of the original cast back.
That's
Yes.
a glorious film from the guys from the state. You know, you have, right after MTV, did away with the state, everyone kind of went off in their own direction, but they kind of came back together for Wet Hot American Summer. You had David Wayne, Michael Showalter,
Everybody.
Michael Ian Black. It's really a phenomenal little film, and
cool.
to see that it's getting a series with a lot of the main people from like Ken Marino, it's all.
We wanted to play a trailer, but it was so raunchy that was like, it was a little rough. But go check it out; it's good. It's
One
good.
of the great things to note
Not
about
safe for
that
work.
is it's a prequel, and everybody's 10 years older now, and they're all playing characters 10 years younger than they were in the original. So.
I love that.
But talking summer camp films, I mean, we can always go horror because you always have stuff like Sleepaway Camp.
What about Meatballs?
Meatballs, yeah.
Meatballs.
Yeah, man.
Who didn't love Meatballs? It just doesn't matter soliloquy.
Like when I was like 10, yeah, it was the bomb. But
It's still the bomb to watch Bill Murray not give a shit and show up for a paycheck.
yeah.
Well,
It's
even
always worth watching.
well, Dan Aykroyd, I watched an interview with him not long ago where he talked about that was the role he gave to, because they offered it to him first, Dan Aykroyd, and he gave it to Bill, and that led him into getting Stripes.
Nice.
So
Oh,
I thought
okay.
that was pretty awesome.
Okay. Yeah, Stripes. That's pretty American.
Yes, it's very merry. Or Good Morning Vietnam.
I said Good Morning Vietnam is also one of my favorites.
Yeah, I was gonna say Apocalypse Now as far as American.
NPR did their little segment about it, and the 3 movies they chose was Jaws, Born on the 4th of July, and Independence Day. And it was like, wow.
Born on the
that
4th of
could
July was
could you
hardcore.
ask for 3 different movies?
Yeah, who watched Independence Day yesterday on AMC? Because they were running a whole marathon of it all day.
Really?
No one.
No.
No one.
I could just watch aliens be defeated by an Apple computer.
But at
Way
least the
ahead of its
Americans
time.
knew what we were doing. America! That was one we should have gotten in, man, was Independence
They
Day.
should have followed that up with a Steve Jobs trailer and said, look, I can defeat aliens.
So with Kate Winslet at his side.
Okay, so...
Well, speaking of summer camp movies, this is kind of summer camp. This is just me being goofy, but I always like Troop Beverly Hills. But
There you go.
Shelley Long.
that was one of those films that just ran on cable over and over again. I actually found out that Carla Gugino, she
Was in
lied.
it.
Yeah, she lied about her age to get in the film because she was supposed to play
A 14-year-old.
and she was actually 16. That's why she's taller than everyone else.
Yeah.
But yeah, I absolutely
She
developed
looked
a crush
like
on
it.
her, man.
She looked like it. She pulled it off. I love that movie. I did.
Are you guys really going to talk about this topic without mentioning Camp Crystal Lake?
Ah.
Come on.
Oh, now that's America for you.
Voorhees.
we can watch Kevin Bacon get stabbed by a javelin every day of the
You
week.
know, if we're talking about even transitioning into Americana horror films, you got to put in there Amityville and Poltergeist
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Poltergeist scared me as a kid. That was always my scary summer movie. Was Poltergeist?
Why summer film?
What? Which one?
Why Poltergeist is a summer film? I'm curious.
Well, I watched it during the summer.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's like it's Americana. Hey, it's an Americana film.
Left on those.
That's a whole nother.
All right.
You're welcome. You're welcome, America.
America! Fuck yeah. All right. Okay, so, all right.
Hey,
so,
it's suburban. It takes place.
oh,
in
it's
that-
suburban, all right.
Yeah, so it works.
Okay.
If we're going to talk about America films, then I'll always talk about 1776 the musical,
Yeah.
which was a fun musical.
Or-
It was fun on the show, and it made an okay movie.
What about John Adams, the series that was on? Was it AMC or something
It
like
was
that?
HBO.
HBO. It was Giamatti, I believe.
Or
on that one.
Giamatti's like his last 2 swings at trying to get an award, and he's like, screw it, I can't do it.
I need to take
Me and
out
John
these.
C. Reilly are going to hang over here.
But
and
then
not
we get
try
him
anymore.
and John dies at the end, and it's awesome. All right, so speaking of scary summer films, how many of you saw Ernest Goes to Camp?
Oh, sure.
Be honest.
Be
honest.
I'm from Houston.
Saw it in the theater, and yeah.
I love Ernest.
It doesn't get more American than Ernest. Jim Varney was...
Jim Varney.
The Halloween
I was
one
so
was my
sad when he
favorite.
died.
Scared Stupid.
The Scared Stupid was always my favorite, but
Yes.
but the camp one was a kind of a close second.
Where he
for
like
me.
made out with the troll at the end. Oh my god.
all the different impersonations that he did.
Yeah, the thing is that Jim Varney was a really good actor.
He really was.
He just
really
got
was.
stuck in the one role, but I mean, he really could command screen.
It was great.
I like
So, and yes, I'm extolling virtues on Jim Varney.
There's a comic book show this next weekend, the North Texas Comic Book Show.
Yeah, Larry Stroman is in town.
Larry
for that,
Stroman, Steve Rude,
Right? Wow.
Pollard.
You mentioned it. Talk about the Arthur Sledem thing or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Richard Hatch and Geely Edgley from Farscape's going to be there.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Battlestar.
All
this
of which
past
can be canceled
weekend
for this
up
table.
at Montreal Con, Jim Zub got onto Twitter and blasted. Goes, look at this guy. Didn't really mention anybody. Goes, he just came and stole 4 tables. And apparently, zombie horror king Arthur Sidem apparently goes to con and steals people's tables. Apparently, he does this on a regular basis because he's got to put his ridiculously huge 8-panel poster set up behind him and sit there by himself with 4 tables and sign stuff. But apparently, he displaced Francis Manipal, Dan Parent, and I'm afraid it was a female creator. I'm sorry, I forgot her name.
None of which were small artists. It's
No.
not like they were people you never heard of before.
So what did they do about it?
They found them new tables, but they didn't tell them they were getting new tables. They just took them to tables, and then people had to go find them because obviously they
Why
were
would-
told
Because Comic-Con had maps
they
already
already had
printed up
maps
and
out
things
saying
like
that they were
So
already going to
Arthur got famous. Fans out there who are listening who don't know the name will know him from the Marvel Zombies covers, those painted covers that were such a huge hit back 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, and
But he thinks he's the big shit, and he just shows up.
He they were showing some promo stuff that he has on his setup, and it also says like artist for The Walking Dead. He only did like 2 variant covers for them apparently. Eric Larson or McFarlane came on because I've done like 4 of those, so I'm twice the Walking Dead artist that he is. But yeah, apparently he does this all the time, and no organizer ever stands up to him. Just lets him do it.
Oh no, that wouldn't
Is he
happen
like a
if
really
it was
big dude or
me.
something?
Huh?
Is he like a really big dude?
No.
No, I wouldn't let that
First they
happen
came
at
for the
all.
comic
I'm
book
sorry.
vendors, and
I
then
think
they
he
said
just knows
nothing.
that he's the 800-pound gorilla in a lot of shows. But in this one, he actually wasn't. I mean,
No.
Francis Manipal has more career credits than he does, and probably has a bigger fan base at this point in time.
And the thing is that these guys, all these comic book artists are just genuinely nice people. And
Yeah,
suddenly,
and they even called that out on Twitter, said this is just another example of comic people being too nice to each other.
Yeah.
And they just let it stay so light. Apparently, Manipal went there to confront him about it, and he goes, he was so nice, I didn't know what to say afterwards. So I just said, could you just file people who are looking for me to tell them where I'm at? And he kind of sulked away. I was like, I couldn't do it.
No, I could.
guy.
I could really easily do that.
It reminded
I mean,
me-
you can nicely say it, but I mean, you can't take just 4 tables away from people like that. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, it reminded me of that Robot Chicken sketch where they were actually doing a parody of Hitler in Germany taking over the kids' desk.
Teacher,
my desk is too small. I need this one.
And
No, I need this
that
one.
ties with America too, because it's not my problem. And then a little Japanese boy knocks his milk all over his desk. He goes, "Now it's my problem."
That's funny.
So, yeah, the occupation of Comic-Con.
I love it. Well, we are at the 1 minute mark, gentlemen. So, any final quick quips?
Holding in bated
And
breath
then-
for Comic-Con news because it's there's going to be a lot of it,
That's
even
true.
without Paramount, Sony, or Marvel there.
Very
Speaking
cool.
of Marvel, are you excited about them relaunching everything with a new #1?
No, we talked about it. Yeah, no.
No,
I
we
don't-
did.
I don't-
We riffed
I don't-
on that.
I don't approve of any of that,
Yeah.
and it just seems like it's a lot of pandering too.
Very not happy with that. Okay, so, well, that is Jedigoddess for today. I want to thank Kirby, for our beautiful artist here. We will post photos of his final work. I want to thank Brooke and Titan Comics for being a part of this episode. And thank you, everyone. Jansen, One-Eyed Joe Media, thank you for this awesome studio. And we're excited for new stuff. So check us out. Facebook.com/Jedigoddess Christy and Jedigoddess.com.
Thank you.
Right
here, everybody.
DeepEllumonair.com.